Hi.
I'm back, and I have an editor now. Say hi, editor.
My legend dates back to the 12th century, you see. It began on a midsummer's day with the sun blazing overhead. No, wait, it was a blustery autumn day. I was the unsavory fellow back—
Alright, enough of that guy. Let's overanalyze some One Piece. In the previous shot, Nami appeared closer to Zoro and Luffy as if she was on the same boat. In this shot, however, it shows the real distance between them is far greater, since they are, in fact, on different boats. Okay, that had to hurt a lot, considering that pan just bent in the corner, where, you know, where it's structurally the hardest to crunch in. Also, you see the pan quite literally just no-clip out of the world here. What happened to his face? The house in the back right corner did have a green door, but now in this shot it shows that it has a brown door with a window that it didn't have on the roof before, and another window on the wall that it didn't have before. Also, it did have a window that was facing us before, but now it just has a bush instead. And that's just the back right house. The left front house used to have a green door and now has a brown door. It used to have 2 braces above its door and now only has 1. The back left house didn't used to have any windows on the side, now it does. It also used to have a chimney, and now it doesn't. But on the bright side, for the most part, the front right house still matches up with what it looked like in the previous shot. I love how he's chilling this high up on a branch despite most of his personality being that he's a coward. These types of jokes are one of Usopp's only redeeming qualities in my eyes because they're so funny to me. Like, I'll just pop them out in the middle of just a common social outing. I'm assuming Usopp is the only one shooting at them right now. If that's the case, why doesn't he shoot this fast normally? Like, in a life or death situation, all he does is, like, sling a few shots most of the time, at least in pre-time skip. So it's like, use this rapid fire technique when you need to. Because I don't know, I doubt that the kids helped him do it because all those shots are, like, almost accurate, you know what I mean? Not even counting how precise they were because of how close they were to each other, meaning that Usopp was probably aiming for the feet. Upon rewatching this, I realized that this face that Luffy made was probably him realizing who this was upon, you know, hearing the name Usopp. Both of the eye catchers in this episode play Zoro's theme despite showing Nami and Luffy's posters. I'm surprised his back isn't broken after that fall. Why are these apples shaded so well? It's barely even the same art style. Okay, now they look normal.
Can I just say that it's really funny that the cup of milk is just a cup with milk in it, but in a cup labeled milk? Like, his beer isn't in a glass that's labeled beer, it's just a glass of beer.
I like that Luffy says that he's been told about this so many times because it makes it way more believable that he would remember Usopp at all. uncanny and scary to me. Like, I don't know why. It just gives me kind of like a bad vibe. Usopp is weird. I feel like any other kid would have harbored resentment for their dad for leaving, especially for such a quote-unquote dishonorable reason. Then again, his love for lying and exaggerating and all that probably stemmed from just the trauma of his dad abandoning him at such a young age. I'm not gonna put this on the lie counter because he's not wrong, it just isn't what you would traditionally think after hearing someone make that claim. Luffy was just complaining about having to eat nothing but fruit on the boat. Now he has meat in front of him and he still chooses to eat more apples. Oh, distinguished. A casket. Yes, indubitably.
ウソップに会いたいですと？またそんなこと。
Are we sure she's sick? I mean, she might just have shell shock from her doors sounding like bombs every time they open and close. For a secret meeting, they sure don't seem concerned with keeping their voices down whilst guards stand right around the corner.
気にすんな。なんたって俺は勇敢なる海の勇者だ。
それで今日はどんな冒険のお話？
俺が5歳の時、南海に住む巨大金魚と戦った時の話だ。てっきり大陸だと思って上陸したくらいだからな。
The guard should have heard Luffy scream?
ここですよ。
I'm gonna get to the bottom of this. I'm sick and tired of being told that I'm insane. That I'm colorblind. Ooh!
Those clouds aren't green. They're white. Gahook.
Watch this. I'm getting to the bottom of this. I'm done playing. Yep. Look at that. Look at that. See? It's like green. They're green. If they were white or gray, then it would look like the white right there. It's not just, oh, it's in a blue sky, so the clouds look green because that's how light works. Like it quite literally is not.
1年前に両親を病気で失って塞ぎ。
俺たちはでっかいパチンコで空に飛び出し逃げ出した。
Yeah, okay, these guards just suck. There's no way they didn't hear that. Also, is this where potholes and roads come from?
あいつら俺の噂を聞きつけて遠路はるばるやってきた新しいウソップ海賊団だ。
I don't think people understand how big Michael Jackson was. I don't think they understand it because they weren't alive when it was happening.
Yeah, it's hard to convince. Because when you talk to young people now, you're like, there'll never be anyone that big, and they're like, yeah, but Taylor Swift, but Beyonce was like,
she's
no.
they're all.
So now that I have an editor, my plan with the schedule is to release a video every Saturday. That following week we'll have shorts for that video on Mondays and Wednesdays. But other than that, I'm making this voiceover before I see what the finalized product looks like, so I hopefully it'll be higher quality. I'm sure it will, because this guy actually knows how to edit, and I don't. I suck. I'm going to jump off a
My legend dates back to the 12th century, you see. It began on a midsummer's day with the sun blazing overhead. No, wait, it was a blustery autumn day. I was the unsavory fellow back when it all started, which was in the winter as I recall. I remember the tough crowd, all the hot babes fought over me that summer. Yes, that's right, it was summer. A scorching midsummer day. I was a dangerous man at the time, and yet refined somehow. Everyone thought so. They still think so to this day. Although maybe they didn't think so as much back then, but they definitely said I was dangerous, I'm sure of it. And I know I've always been refined, so they must have been thinking it. Yes, yes indeed. Everyone thought and said and talked about how amazing I was. I'm still amazing, of course, but no longer the bad boy I was back then. On that chilled, frozen winter day, I will continue the retelling of my legend, but first, there will be a 5-minute break. Stand still and await my return.